Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the candlelighting ceremony for the graduating class of spring 2019. The graduates are about to enter. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of spring 2019. I ask the audience to please stand for our national anthem and remain standing for the invocation. Okay. Maria Virginia Villadiego Punto, a graduate of this nursing program last year, will lead the national anthem. Virginia.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Virginia, and thanks to the choir. At this time, we'd like to ask Dr. Barbara Blake Campbell, professor in the nursing department, to give the invocation. Dr. Campbell.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Dear God, you called us to be healers at a time when we ourselves needed healing. Then you reminded us that your life is our life, your breath is our breath, your spirit is our spirit, and your strength is our strength. You are the wisdom of our minds and the peace of our souls that enables us to give from a place that expects no return, to give from a heart that knows no bounds, to give from a heart that transcends pain, to give from a heart that seeks no gain. When we give of ourselves, we give the gifts of the heart: love, kindness, forgiveness, sympathy, tolerance. And then, only then, we truly become the healers we were called to be. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Audience, you may be seated. Graduates, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, President Timothy Lynch couldn't be here today, but he's a strong advocate for this nursing department, and we thank him for that. Dr. Palmer is here, a vice president, and she will speak on his behalf. Dr. Palmer.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our spring candle lighting ceremony, celebrating the accomplishments of you, our nursing graduates. I look out at all of you, our class of 2019, with feelings of great pride and admiration, as do your family, faculty, and friends. You chose the most competitive program that Queensborough has to offer. As each year, hundreds of students aspire to be in our nursing program, yet fewer than half make it to the clinical sequence. The 60 of you here today, out of those hundreds of students, have successfully completed the nursing degree program. Yours is an incredible accomplishment. The wonderful diversity I see in this graduating class defines the diversity of the college itself. And diversity in the nursing field in particular is essential because communication with patients is enhanced when nurses help bridge the divide between the culture of medicine and the beliefs and principles that make up a patient's value system. You have a calling to be there for others, for people in pain and who are suffering. You represent the most trusted and admired qualities of any community of people: honesty, responsibility, and the protection of human dignity. Your determination to succeed so you may care for others is inspiring and sets the bar high for future nursing students with the excellence you have already shown as you prepare for your career in this esteemed and noble profession. And by having succeeded in this competitive program, you will continue to reap its benefits. It is not by chance that Queensborough graduates do well on the license exam, and I have no doubt you will as well. The Queensborough nursing program has a long tradition of meeting the standards of excellence, and Queensborough is ahead of many colleges in its commitment to encourage graduates to attain a Bachelor of Science degree. Our dual joint programs with Hunter College, York College, and CUNY School of Professional Studies allows students like you to move seamlessly on for your bachelor's degree. I encourage all of you to earn a bachelor's degree to best prepare for the expanding and evolving healthcare environment, which is increasing in complexity. Your accomplishment here today is the beginning of not only a career, but a profession. Be a lifelong learner. You have outstanding examples from your professors on the importance of continuing your education, and hopefully they have inspired you to follow in their footsteps, whether in doctoral programs or certifications in nurse education. When you make a difference in the lives of others, we make a difference in our own lives. Congratulations on your outstanding success, and I wish you continued success in your future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Palmer. At this time, I'd like to call Professor Anne-Marie Menendez, Chairperson of the Nursing Department, to deliver her address. Professor Menendez.
Welcome, everyone, and congratulations, graduates. Today's ceremony, in the tradition of Florence Nightingale, affords you the opportunity to reflect on the mission and values of the nursing profession. It is also a day to look back on your accomplishments and to begin to imagine your future in the profession of nursing. Your studies here at Queensborough have been wrought with many challenges and much hard work. You have been taught by faculty who are experts in clinical practice and educators who are well-versed in the field of pedagogy. They have put you to the test time and time again. Now you will continue on to your bachelor's degree, and many of you for your master's and doctoral degree. Just this morning, I received statistics from CUNY Central, and in 2011, we had 18 students go on for their bachelor's. In 2017, we had 79%. So we're very happy about that. You will work in schools, homes, and community agencies as healthcare continues to move outside traditional settings. Although nurses will always provide hands-on care, more and more your practice will focus on educating patients and promoting health literacy. Through motivational interviewing, clients will be active participants in restoring and preserving their health. Nurses increasingly will look at determinants of health outcomes, such as public health interventions and aspects of the social environment, including income, education, employment, social supports, and culture. The physical environment, such as clean air, water, and food we grow, will play a critical role in maintaining a population's health. Healthcare will move from focusing on me to we. The challenge for nurses will be great as we move to working more in partnership with our patients. We will work together as members of a global community. I am excited when I imagine the opportunities and challenges that await you in the nursing profession. You have had a great foundation here at Queensborough and are well prepared to move forward. In honor of this candlelighting ceremony, and in words of Margaret Fuller, a 19th century teacher and women's rights advocate, if you have knowledge, let others light their candle at it. Again, I congratulate you and on this wonderful accomplishment. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Menendez. The graduates have selected Professor Janice Malloy to give the congratulatory address. Professor Malloy.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, and graduates. It is my great pleasure to be able to deliver the congratulatory address to the graduating class of spring 2019. This group of students has worked tirelessly with great sacrifice to achieve the numerous requirements needed for their graduation. Bravo on a job well done. Recently, I noticed an advertisement for a career in nursing. It read as follows: being a nurse means which of the following? Please select all that apply. You will never be bored. You will sometimes be frustrated. You will step into people's lives, and it will require using your heart, your mind, and your soul. You will see people at their worst, and you will see people at their best. You will witness the miracle of the beginning of life and the profound sadness of its end. You will experience resounding triumphs and devastating failures. You will laugh and you will cry. You will never cease to be amazed at the patient's capacity for courage, gratitude, and endurance. The ad ended with, "The faint of heart need not apply." I am very proud to say that every one of these Queensborough graduates here today can apply for that job. So, graduates, as you leave your home here on the 3rd floor of the Medical Arts Building, here are my personal hopes for all of you. I hope you will always honor this noble profession you have entered with honesty and integrity. I hope your thirst for knowledge will continue for yourself, for your patients, and forever. I hope you maintain your personal wellness and happiness, as nurses are the anchor to healthcare. I hope you know that laughter is just as important as patient identification. I hope your curiosity continues to grow each day of your nursing career, and you never stop asking why. You are the detectives as registered nurses. And my last hope is, remember, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Life is the simplest of math equations. What you put in, you get out. So as you now transition from pupil to professional, remember we talked about the heart in this very room a lot, okay? I would begin and end my cardiovascular lectures with a picture of the anatomical 4-chamber heart, and next to it a picture of the traditional red heart. And I would say to the students, to be a good nurse, you need both of these. I would begin and end my lecture with that. I am concluding my speech with, remember the 2 pictures. To be a good nurse, you need both of those. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Professor Malloy. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the candlelighting portion, or as they say, this is where the magic happens. The following staff members will help with the candlelighting: Miss Barbara Caravanas and Miss Audrey Maroney. Cue the music. We're just waiting for the candle lighting music. Lights? Thank you. Jamila Abdur Rahim. Elizabeth Pardo. Narifa Nirmal. Joyce Yuan Chun. Georgia Molina. Terry Will. Atusa Terani. Adisa Terani. Catherine Huang. Sandra Balance. Rachel Chen. Chrysanthi Carboniaris. Susana Cardosa. Jessica Maysel. Jennifer Gleba. Catherine Sershin. Taisha Parks. Yu Chen. Shaoshan Zheng. Lauren Bravo. Selena Yusheng Chen. Yating Zheng. Yue Tao. Allison Vera. Grace Damien. Yang Lee. Christina Savarino. Nicole Zurich. Lori Ganthier. Tiffany Mojum. Jamiko Jacinto. Shayna Gratia. Powell. Carolyn Mende. Jasmine Sneed. Judina Capel. Jacqueline Ruffles. Daniela Podmore. Breshna Siddiqui. Priscilla Wright. Bo Teng. Seshane Tracy. Kayan Pearson. Ulfath Hassan. Deidre Elena Hamlet. Charles Pantina. Haro Junio. Edward Lorenzo. Ben Cohen. Kevin Patrick Nicola. Ian Hodgson. Christian Akpara. Ijua Peter Akpara. Brian McMahon. Bodan Hadoon. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the graduating class of spring 2018. Thank you. At this time, the graduating class will recite the Nurses' Pledge. The Nurses' Pledge will be led by 3 members of the outgoing Student Nurses Association, Elizabeth Pardo, Joyce Yuan Chen, and Narifa Nirmal.
I will strive with all my being, and with the help of God, to become an open, honest, kind, and diversified individual. In doing so, I will attain the qualities essential in the practice of nursing. For it is only after realizing one's self-worth we are able to promote that of others. Deliverance of high-quality health care is of essential importance. But let us also reach beyond the treatment or diagnosis. And remember that entrusted to my care is a human being with all the loves, hates, fears, and idiosyncrasies that are an integral part of the human species. Let me not grow too comfortable in my knowledge, but actively seek out new information or continuance of my education. Being a nurse requires continuous growth. I dedicate myself to the cause and my life to the profession of nursing.
Graduates, you may extinguish your candles. You can clap. Graduates, please turn. It's pretty good. Graduates, please be seated. Okay. At this time, the outgoing president of the Student Nurses Association, Jamila, will give her farewell address to her class. Jamila.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know that President Lynch couldn't be here, so good afternoon to him as well. Good afternoon, Dr. Palmer, Dr. Kerr, Chairperson Menendez, faculty, family, and friends, and my fellow graduates. I want to start off by saying something that my grandmother used to always remind me of. It doesn't matter where you start. The road you travel may even be different than everyone else. It just matters where you ended or where you finished. It's been a very long road for all of us. Some of us, it's been extremely rough. In any case, we're all here today celebrating together. We made it through one of the most rigorous nursing programs in New York City. When I started this journey, I had the support of my family and friends, but most importantly, I had the support of my mom, who is also a registered nurse, and my fiance. They are both sitting in the audience, still here, supporting me today. They stuck it out with me through all the late nights of studying, all the tears and stress I endured. Mommy, we did it. I want to take a moment to recognize, or rather shed light on one of our graduates, who, despite an unthinkable tragedy, she stuck it out and worked hard to be here today. She's missing a part of her support system, Katie. She lost her younger sister, Maddie, sadly passed away when she was halfway through the program. And Katie's still smiling and still working it out. So Katie, I just want to let you know that she's smiling on you. So if I could just have the graduates just give a round of applause for support of Katie. Thank you. I'm sure my fellow nursing graduates have similar struggles and stories that we've all been through. We've all gone through so much, and we still managed to make it through. So to their family, friends, and major support systems, if they haven't told you yet, thank you. Let me tell you a little bit about the life of a QCC student nurse. We work hard, we make sacrifices, we dislike the select all that applies, and the professor is always right. We are all diagnosed with stress related to anxiety and at risk for stress overload. As graduates, we are diagnosed with success related to the QCC nursing program. This program taught us how to study, our ABCs are always first, and we're taught how to advocate for our patients and ourselves, how to calculate our grades even if they weren't officially on Blackboard. And the right answer is always potassium. We've all had great moments together as students, friends, and colleagues, and those moments will forever be indebted in my mind. We've laughed, we've cried, and now we'll all become nurses together. So to our professors who've seen us grow and just help us to become better people and nurses, thank you. Thank you for listening to us complain about not being able to review the exams. Thank you for listening to us just when we needed someone to talk to. Most importantly, thank you for never giving up on us. I want to especially thank Dr. Spencer, who, even if you didn't have her in lecture or in clinicals, she's always pulling us to the side and telling us we can do it, and we did. I want to thank Professor Sutton, who is not here. I didn't see her. Oh, she's here. Oh, Professor Sutton, thank you. Who gave me the basic principles I needed to survive 101 clinicals and encouraged us every step of the way. Professor Fitzgerald, who when I felt like 102 would break me, she told me no matter what, I would be a great nurse one day. So thank you. Professor Colilillo, who give it to us straight, but who do so smiling and still help us along the way if we had an issue. Professor Say, who gave us the most difficult patients on the floor, but we're always grateful because we learned so much in a short period of time. Dr. Stroline, who made sure that we had our acts together before we left med-surg rotation one last time. She never missed an opportunity to teach us something new or reinforce what we've learned throughout the entire program. Professor Malloy, who could look at my face and know exactly what to say to me, no matter what mood I was in, happy or sad. And lastly, Professor and Chairperson Menendez, who would come into our exams and encourage us to take deep breaths and meditate and remind us that we could do it. I want to congratulate you as well, Professor Menendez, because you got another 60 of us through. And we'll go on to keep that NCLEX pass rate very high. 100%, right, guys? To my peers, we will get there. One of my final quotes that I wanted to just say and leave you guys with when I would walk through the halls of North Shore Manhasset before we went up to the unit to see patients, by the late, great Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Jamila. At this time, we'll have the presentation of pins. The students have selected the following faculty: Dr. Barbara Blake Campbell, Professor Tina Baer, Professor Janice Malloy, and Dr. Margaret Stroline. Cue the music. First row. Diplopia. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to our candle lighting ceremony. On behalf of the graduating class, the Student Nurses Association, faculty, and friends, please have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.